So this is part 2 of the video series I'm doing that I will go over unexplained tech and situations that the game doesn't really provide information on, that you have to find out otherwise. Now, there's a continuation of the first one, so if you haven't watched the first one, please go watch that. I talk about the stuff in more detail, and I have 5 more stuff to show off in this video. So yeah, sit back, enjoy, and be educated. So this tech is only like applicable for some characters. Like in Kunimitsu cases, it really helps her a lot, and it helps Anna a little bit. She has staples that involves this tech. So what it is, if your character doesn't have a running move tied to input, so say in Kunimitsu's case, she doesn't have a running 4, okay? Like that, there is no move that exists in Kunimitsu's move list that's a running 4. So what this means is that Kuni is able to run up and do forward 4. And it will not come out as a running 4 move because it doesn't have one. So it's just going to come out as forward 4. So this really helps with like long screw combos especially. So I'm doing running and... Now see, I did running 4 but I got forward 4. So if I did running 3 for example, she does have a running 3 move. This is what I would get, right? Because she does have a running 3 move, but she doesn't have a running 4 move. So the result was me doing just run up forward 4, which is what you get instead. So this is really useful for some characters to help them with their carry combos, certain staples. Like Anna has a staple that involves this as well. But yeah, it's kind of character specific on who it really helps. But definitely for Kunimitsu with the run up forward 4 into 4-3 wall carry. So yeah, maybe you can find something for your character with this. So number 2 is me going over low parry. So you need at least 1 frame to low parry, right? So if the character is too much advantage and does a low that is like an airtight situation, you're unable to low parry it. Now there's a few situations in the game where you're able to pull this off. So one notable example is Josie's back 1-1 Punisher into Dan 4. Now let me explain this. So her back 1-1 is plus 16 on hit, okay? And Dan 4 is 15 frame. So I'm unable to low parry because I simply do not have the frame advantage. Because I'm forced to block it. I just don't have the frame advantage to low parry because you need minimum 1 frame to low parry. So I'm forced to block this, and this is a really good situation for Josie because the low is safe against most characters. You have to dick jab it to punish. So this is a really nice particular situation for Josie. So you have to dick jab to punish it. You can't low parry it because there's too much of frame advantage from the back 1-1. So plus 16 into 15 frame low. Another example is Safina's Rage Drive into Denmark 3. So a Rage Drive is plus 19 on block. Denmark 3 is 18 frame startup. So you just don't have the frame advantage to low parry. So you're forced to block it. So yeah, that's just kind of... And then also on Wake Up, if you time your low really well on Wake Up, especially in like certain wall situations or setups, where you're able to hit the low as they get up, so they can like low parry in time. Like the low hits meaty enough, so they're not able to low parry it. So yeah, that's basically the whole summary of this section here. Like it takes 1 frame to low parry. Like it has to be a minimum 1 frame gap. So like this situation I just showed, like certain low setups on Wake Up, and just frame advantage situations. So for number 3, what I want to talk about is throws have counter hit state, but they only have counter state for 1 frame only, and that's the frame that it trades on. So for example, if King does, this is a not so common throw setup with King, but some Kings like to try it and be cheeky. So let's say Dan 4 on hit, so minus 3 into 12 frame, so there's a 15 frame gap. So minus 3 on hit, and then 12 frame standing throw. So it's your standing throw, if you don't press forwards and grab, they're 12 frame startup. If you do forward plus grab with generics, it becomes 15 frame and they track a bit more from my understanding. So I just did down 4 on hit, and then standing grab with King, so 15 frame grab. So look what happens when he tries to do it. So we trade it on the same frame, but Katarina's 15 frame counter hit launcher in down 4-4. So 15 frame on the trade, the throw was counter hit, and I got the crumble stun. And that's because we traded on the same frame. So throws up 1 frame of counter hit stage. It's really rare for this to occur because, like I said, it's just 1 frame, so it's really rare in match for throws to be counter hit. But It is there. This is also new. This is also new in Tekken 7. In Tag 2 and before, as far as I know, this wasn't a thing at all. There was no counter hit state at all. But in Tekken 7, there's one frame of counter hit state on throws, and it's on the same frame, on the same collision, on the same frame against moves. So yeah, that's something I learned recently. So here you go. So let's talk about spring kicks and how they affect damage. So in Xiaoyu's case, she has a wall combo where she does up for 4 into 3 down for 2-1, her cross lifting palms. So as you can see, it does 64 damage with no spring kick, okay? Now if we throw spring kick into the mix, she's going to eat 3 less damage. So you actually eat less damage when you spring kick. Only on like multi-hit enders, so like Xiaoyu down for 2-1, Lily's back turn for 3+4 ender. In some cases, it can actually mess with Oki. So if Julia does stomp into 4-4-3, instead to flip over, you can like mess her Oki up a little bit, like especially the war drum spacing, you can mess it up a little bit. Or Chloe's for 3+4 spike. If you spring kick, she doesn't get the spike, so she doesn't get Oki afterwards. So it's kind of situational, but it's there across the board. Now obviously in Xiaoyu's case, you need to be careful, because if she baits the spring kick, she can just sidestep and punish you if I can land it. So yeah, she can do this, for example. She can do 1 down 2 in back turn 4 if she baits the spring kick. So you need to be a bit careful, but it is there against enders that are guaranteed and have guaranteed hits afterwards. You can usually spring kick to reduce the damage. So yeah, it's 3 less damage. It works with all spring kicks. The cross drop spring kicks, the back turn spring kicks, so like Eddie, Armor King and those ones, and normal spring kicks like Julia's. So yeah, it works with every spring kick to reduce damage. So for the last one for this video, let me talk about delay Tekken. The delay Tekken is something that is so important, but it's not explained anywhere. Not many people talk about it, but it is super important and it's very applicable in quite a few situations. So what it is, I mean, it is as it sounds, delay tech roll. So you, instead of mashing tech roll, you slightly delay your timing, so you tech roll a bit later, and this can mess up setups that would normally work otherwise. So let me show an example with Julia versus big characters. Now Julia on big characters has this cross up stomp tech that is guaranteed if I mash on tech roll. So let me show it off. So I mashed on tech roll and she gets like a combo after this, she gets a follow up after this. So Julia, this setup in particular, Akuma especially, he has a jump over dive kick cross up. If you delay tech roll, it whiffs. If you mash on tech roll, he can beat it. Obviously he can delay the setups a little bit to catch the delay timing, but it just adds more mind games. So this is what happens when I delay the tech roll. And I might mess it up, so bear with me. See, I delayed my tech roll and I was able to fade the setup instead of mashing him. If I mashed, I was going to get hit by it. So I slightly delayed it and I was able to tech roll a bit later, meaning I avoided the setup. So yeah, delay tech roll is something that is super important to know, because it messes it with a lot of setups. And of course, you have to know what the setup is, you have to know it loses a delay tech roll. But yeah, that's a demonstration of it's demonstrating of a setup that beats mash tech roll, but will lose the delay tech rolls. That's an example there. And that's it for this video. I will probably make a third one at some point, but these are the 5 topics I wanted to cover in this video. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. And subscribe and all that, you know.